Hello, everybody, and welcome to the HCW Podcast. This week, we are going to be reviewing SmackDown, Raw, Collision, and Dynamite. Stay tuned, because it's going to be a good one. Roll intro.
HCW Reviews.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I am your host, Frozzy, back from, I don't know how many weeks off now. But alongside... Was it only two? Oh, that's not too bad. Alongside, as always, Rate Wrestle and DP. For a change, we decided all three of us would be available. I got my Wi-Fi installed today, so yeah, I thought, why not? While I'm here, let's come on and do a bit. And these two were going to record it anyway, so yeah, you get the joy of all three. But how are you two guys doing?
It's 10 to 10.
It is
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, these, for clarity, these usually get recorded like at 7.
Yeah.
How's your nose, DB? How's your nose?
That sounds so dodgy out of context.
How is your nose? Yeah.
Let's just say it's inbound.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, we'll leave the nose talk there.
An awful fucking intro this has been.
I know, yeah. Discussing bad intros, and here we go.
Hey, I'm here. Hello.
It's always you.
Yeah. I'm just the curse of the show.
I know, yeah. This is what he brings. Awful intros. But yes, we will crack straight into the wrestling because, as Ray alluded to, it is quite late and I'm sure we all want to go to bed. So, let's start with SmackDown. Ray, if you want to take it away, I will sit here patiently.
Yes, you've not watched any wrestling this week, so this is all a surprise except for the random spoilers you'll get out the Discords.
Yep.
So SmackDown kicked off with the pairing of Charlotte Flair and Shotzi Blackheart versus Damage Control, Bayley and EO. Rated 2.5 stars. It was pretty just average matchup with Shotzi and Charlotte picking up the win. Don't know what it's really doing for anyone, this match.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it does much, though.
No, not really. And also, is Dakota Kai still out with them, even though she's injured?
Yeah, she's there, but she's still technically injured.
Yeah.
She's going to be injured for a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Mm.
Then Asuka kind of says that she wants the title back in a random package thing, which was just there. Then we start with the good old bloodline stuff. So we had Heyman speak, and then Jimmy bumps into him, and he basically says, "No one told me that I was out the bloodline, so I'm in." And then Heyman's just like, "Huh?" Okay.
It's so backwards.
Then he says, "You need to deal with Jimmy, you need to deal with your own business at the moment." Heyman bumps into Styles straight afterwards, and then Styles is about to start talking like some anger towards Heyman due to obviously the attacks he's been suffering recently. And then Jimmy absolutely levels him and just throws him into the nether. He just throws him over the thing and he just disappears. So that gave him some good blessings with Heyman. Jimmy said that he's dealt with it. And then the last thing you hear is Heyman go, "Call Roman Reigns." So Jimmy's going to get back in the bloodline. He's going to be confused.
That makes sense.
And then that guy from one of the other flipping Fatus is probably going to end up in WWE now because he's left that promotion.
Oh, Zilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, he left Reality of Wrestling, didn't he?
Blood shows. Bloodline's never going to end. Damage Control were backstage with Oscar. And basically Oscar says, no one's ready for Oscar, but EO is ready for Oscar. And I think they're going to have a title fight tonight. It will be of the recording. I don't know if it is. They said next week. I'm sure it was though.
Maybe. I don't know. Off the top of my head.
It's not on the cage match, which normally kind of hints it if they actually thing. So I might have lied. LA Knight came down to massive ovation. He basically said he doesn't need Cena to give him approval, which he didn't at all. That whole Cena thing at Payback could have not happened, and LA Knight would have still been in the same boat he is in right now.
Yeah.
Waller and Theory come down, so they're now like a weird tag team. They suit each other. Waller and Theory basically said LA Knight's got his 15 minutes of fame and no one's going to really care about him, which I think the exact same for Waller and Theory, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
And then LA Knight calls, I think it must have been Theory, a crotch goblin, which is a fantastic line. And then it ended up with LA Knight facing, I believe, Austin Theory. Yes, Austin Theory. I rated 2 3/4 stars. It was a good match. LA Knight won cleanly. And he continues to pick up the wins. And now he's signing that contract. He's getting pushed to the moon.
To the moon. Speaking of, where's
He's going to win a world title, though.
Has he been released yet? Have I missed it?
Cameron Grimes. We must get the right. Cameron Grimes is still there.
He's there somewhere.
Yeah, he's there, kind of.
It's like where's Wally? That's sort of like where's Cameron Grimes?
Yeah.
Where's Grimes?
Next up, AJ wants Jimmy. Heyman then is discussing with Pierce backstage about the swap. Going, can you hint at the swap? And Adam Pierce is like, no. Then we have it's going to be LA Knight and The Miz next week, which is actually happening. And then we have Judgment Day because they can appear on both shows now because of the tag team title, dual tag team titles at the moment, which there's rumours they're going to be split, like actual.
Yeah.
More motoring rumours. There's always rumours of that.
Yeah.
The Brutes come down and basically said they want to fight with the Judgment Day. It ends up being the Judgment Day versus Butch and Ridge Holland, so Damien and Finn. I rated that something 3 stars. I rated that 3 stars. It was a good match. Then we had the Lash Gang come out, which that's what I'm calling Lashley and Street Profits. They said, you're on about the bloodline disappearing, and Judgment Day is going to be the most dominant, but we're going to be the most dominant faction. Maybe.
They haven't even got a name.
Yeah, Lash Gang. Wait till Lash the Legend is in that gang.
Oh no.
That's actually a name for people that doesn't watch NXT. AJ is backstage with the OC. He's really annoyed at the OC and says, "Don't come out to my Don't come out to the ring with me." AJ versus Jimmy obviously was going to be the match of the night for me. I rated 3 1/4 stars. AJ actually picked up the win. It's because Solo Sikoa wasn't supposed to be there, but he was there, but he didn't help. He just stood on the entranceway, and AJ just hit a phenomenal forearm and picked up the win. And then the Judgment Day ended up attacking AJ Styles and throwing AJ back into the ring for Solo to hit his spike. And the whole story is I think the Judgment Day are going to try and work with the Bloodline because they're like rather than the Lash Gang. Survivor Series is coming up soon.
Looking forward to it.
That was SmackDown.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like I missed much, to be honest. Genuinely, like, partway through that, thought you were doing Raw. So, I have no idea why. But yeah, speaking of Raw, we will move on to Raw.
Yep. God damn it. Jay comes out first. About to start speaking, then KO interrupt him. So it's the opposite of what happened last week with Sami Zayn, saying that he's happy that Jay's around. KO says he needs to prove himself. He doesn't trust him. Here comes the good old Judgy Day. They come down and they're trying to get Jay into the Judgment Day, so they say they respect him. KO says there's no Sammy, and it ends up being a tag match between Damien and Finn versus Jay and Owens. And a brawl begins with that. Match starts. We're at 2 3/4 stars. It ended with the Judgment Day picking up the win because Jay accidentally super kicked Kevin in the good old mush. And now it's going to be like Jay's going to join the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Clearly never going to happen.
No, it's not.
I mean, they're everywhere though, aren't they now? Judgment Day. There we go.
Yeah.
You got fucking variation of the 4 of them on SmackDown, version of all of them on Raw, and you got Rhea and Dominic on NXT.
Yeah.
or as I like to call them, Mammy and Dom Dom.
Jesus.
Dirty Dom Dom.
Dirty Dom Dom and Mammy. Yeah. I
Let
just
them-
like DP's face
Just-
hearing the word Mammy.
Just let that soak in. Just let it soak in.
I'd love it. Let it
That's
know.
what she said.
Anyway, then we had a fantastic match. It was Miz versus Tozawa. I rate it 1 star. It was the Miz because obviously he lost Tozawa the other week, didn't he? And I think it was just kind of him just destroying him.
I want to point out something. I mean, I've not seen this match, so I'm assuming it was quite but Tozawa was putting on bangers on NXT Level Up.
Okay, I'm glad you moved back. I thought you were saying just bangers in general. I was like,
No. On NXT Level Up, he's putting on bangers, but on the main roster, he's geting shit.
Yeah, he's an R-Truth on the main roster, and he's there for comedy relief. He's not there to be a good wrestler. We have the promos for Raquel and Rhea because obviously they're going to be main eventing. Shane is backstage, and then Chelsea Green comes up to Shayna, and she's still my favourite woman wrestler on the roster. Comes up, and because Piper Niven is injured, she's still looking for a tag team partner. Goes to Shayna, we could work well together. And Shayna basically challenges to a match, but then Piper Niven comes up, and she's like, "Oh, you're in?" She went, "I'm cleared." And then just walked off. Gunther is the longest reigning ever Intercontinental Champion.
Finally.
No one's ever going to beat him. Shoosh, please. Here comes Chad Gable. He was just going. Gunther basically said something. He was going, "You're using your children for sympathy. You made them watch you lose in front of me, and now you're bringing them up now that they're crying and whimpering and stuff like that. It's your fault as a terrible father," which was fair enough. Because if you're going to have, your children out of a match where probably about 70% chance you're going to get kicked your head in, you don't want them out there.
At least they've got a father.
Christian Cage, where are you? And then it ends up with the Imperium jumping Chad. Otis comes down to try and save him. They jump him. And then Ciampa comes down to save them with a chair. Woods and McIntyre backstage. That rivalry is continuing. There was some good lines in it, though, to be fair. Woods was saying you're just jealous of Kofi and Kofi Mania. You had your title run in front of he had his title run in front of 82,000 people at Mania. You had your title run in the Thunderdome, which I completely forgot. Drew McIntyre's whole run was with no fans.
Yeah.
I saw something on social media about that. They did 82,000 because of obviously All In. Yeah. And then the actual attendance was 68,000 or something like that.
You mean for the Wembley show?
No, for that SoFi, I think, or SoFi Stadium.
Oh, for the Kofi Mania.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I've seen the Osprey video where he's got the tattoo, and now he's fuming because it's not accurate.
So, yeah, good grief. Alpha Academy and Ciampa are going to be fighting in a 6-man later on against the Imperium lot. Woods versus Drew. I rate 2.5 stars. I wasn't asked about this match. A few people liked it. I just wasn't really bothered. That was decent.
Yeah.
I
think it's what you'd expect out of these two anyway, a good match, but no real substance to it.
Yeah, exactly. It was also midway through Raw, and it was at the point where I was either liking or not liking it, and this was one of these ones where I weren't asked at the time.
Mm.
Cody's now out, which obviously excited me more.
Whoa.
He got interrupted by JD and Dom, and he crossroads JD and Dom. Yeah. Jay was backstage. McIntyre doesn't trust him.
I thought we knew that. That wasn't new information, was it?
No, yeah, you had to tell him. Chelsea Green versus Baszler, I wrote 0.5 star. Doudrop then went to attack Baszler, and then Zoe Starks comes out, so Shayna Baszler's gone back to the tag team division, boys.
Yay.
That big run I was looking forward to, because she was looking good. She's back in the tag team division.
Cool.
Wait till she joins back up with, we'll discuss it later. Snow spoilers. Nakamura does a fantastic video promo again, if anyone's not seen that yet. So good.
Yeah.
Him with a samurai sword, and he's on about honor, and Seth Rollins got no honor. And he's going to face him when he wants.
Yeah.
Rollins comes to the ring, and then the Nakamura promo as well, he's on about the different versions of Rollins, how why do people trust him? Like, he turned his back on Roman Reigns, then he was a part of the Authority, and stuff like that, which is, when you look back at it, he was going, it's fair. Rollins was a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Then we have Rollins come out and kind of retort the whole thing. And he's basically saying, come on, Nakamura, come out now, fight me. I'll put the title on the line. Nakamura's music plays, and then suddenly out back, he's beating the absolute living hell out of Ricochet. And he does the best one-liner. I can't do it because it's a stereotypical Japanese voice. He was just like, I'll come for that title, but not today! And then rocked. Oh, fucking it, brilliant. Then Jay was backstage with Finn. So Finn was saying that, all the Judgment Day are looking forward to you, Jay. Dom's been asking you about it, and Jay's like, I don't care. And then JD and Damon's been asking you to get it, and Mammy likes you as well. And he goes, what, really? Imperium 6-man, 3 stars. It was a good match, and the finish was really good. It ended with Gable tapping out Vinci while Ciampa had Gunther in the Rings of Saturn as well. And he couldn't save it, and then obviously Gunther was fucking infuriated, which is good. Tiffany Stratton and what happened with Lynch and Triffy Stratton? Was that a contract signing?
Not really. It was weird.
I don't think it was a signing because it was made official on NXT the week before.
Yeah.
So.
It wasn't official, but they did sign something.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was.
And then we'll main event Raw with the women's title, which makes sense. So Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez are rated 40 stars. It was a good match for Raquel Rodriguez, because she's not had some great matches recently. And it ended with the return. She's not like most girls. I'm not going to go there.
I'm like some pretty princess.
I'm a hole. Nia Jax is back, and she's now doing the bonsai drop as a finisher,
which makes so much sense.
She's now doing
as a finisher,
Yokozuna's finish.
It makes so much sense for her. It really does.
Why, DP?
Because she's, larger stature, has a bigger sort of base to fall on, like Yokozuna. It makes sense.
So she's not like most girls.
You could say that, I guess, yeah.
Pretty little princess.
Not me.
I'm glad I missed it.
Yeah, but you get to fucking review when we start seeing Jax matches.
Yay.
Jax matches. I think I've got the chug stance up. But yeah, that was the end of the Raw.
Well, I mean, we're going to move on to Collision, but I almost feel like this is pointless now that only 6 people watch it.
Frozzy's
match. they sacked the whole. They got rid of the whole reason that this is a thing. So,
to be fair, the ratings were showing DP. The ratings, the fucking ratings of the last show were horrendous. Yeah, it was even worse. Like Cornette was breaking them down, and as soon as Tony Khan says, "Oh, CM Punk's left," it went from 400,000 to 200.
Yeah, and NFL season's back now.
And then also this Collision wasn't great, which even DP admitted to. But we'll break it down.
Let's
go.
So we're starting with the 50th. I'm going to try and not be really sarky about everything, so I always am. Moxley versus Andretti. Action Andretti, DP's favourite wrestler, who beat Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
I rate this 2 3/4 stars. It was fine, but it wasn't like over the top great. And it was also Moxley was never going to lose this match.
Mm-hmm.
Should
have been there,
then,
really.
Yeah. And it's just going to be another. Like I'll discuss my opinions on the open challenges at the end of this part of the review. But yep. So that was technically an open challenge. They have another backstage promo, a strong vignette, which was really good. He was on about obviously Cole was his best friend, and now he's calling the MJF his best friend Cole, and he just wants Adam back.
Adam.
Adam. Adam. Oh, you're gonna hear a lot of that at the end of Dynamite. Then we had Chris Statlander in an open challenge versus Robin Renegade. I rated 2 stars. This Chris Statlander won, surprisingly. But what I was looking forward to most, which I didn't know I was looking forward to until it happened, here comes Jade Cargill. She's back.
Yeah.
Not for long, but she's back. Yeah, and then she attacks Robin because they're attacking Chris Statlander, and then she attacks Chris Statlander, and there's going to set up a title match, and it's going to be good because it's on Rampage next week.
Yeah.
We don't even review it. That makes it even worse.
Well, DP does now.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that shows how much you pay attention to the product, team. Outcasts are backstage, just saying that Storm is nuts, which she is, and it's the best.
Yeah,
thing.
But it's really good though.
Last week was mint. I know I didn't get to review it, but like that whole segment with Renee Paquette was mint.
Chin up.
Backstage interview with Eddie and Claudio, and there's no respect between them still. I didn't realise Claudio's really angry because Eddie's didn't show him respect years ago. I didn't realise that was the story.
It's not a story.
Story when it's been going 10 years, DP. It's the longest running story AEW got. Don't knock this story. That's their story.
Yeah. Whatever.
We then had Bullet Club Gawd. And I don't know who they were facing, so I don't know.
It was the trio of luchadors. Gravity.
Oh, literally Bullet Club versus Lucha. That's probably.
What yeah. So it's Gravity, Aerostar, and some guy called Dios del Inframundo.
That is Drago, by the way.
No idea who that was. Drago.
Drago from Lucha Underground.
No, I know Drago, but I didn't know who that was in the time.
Yes. Well, that's Drago, DP.
Ivan Drago. If he dies,
Ivan
he dies.
Drago. If he dies, he dies. Lucha. I rated it 2 1/4 stars. The Bang Bang Gang won.
And rightly so.
Yeah. I don't understand why that match was a match.
So, you remember Dark and Dark Elevation? Stat padding.
Are you going on that collision's but they're making it into Dark Elevation?
They're stat padding. That's literally what they're doing.
Yeah, but why don't you have someone? Why is Drago and Aerostar around? Why have you brought some good luchador wrestlers in and Gravity?
It's meant to be. It's meant to be fun, I guess. I don't know.
For them to get waylaid. It's like randomly bringing in someone like Nick Aldis to lose in a squash match.
You have 4 million wrestlers signed. Use them.
Where's Serpentico? Oh wait, he's here in the next match in a second. Don't worry. Where was I? Oh, CJ Perry.
Yep.
You weren't around for the All Out review, Frozzy, I don't think. Or were you here? I can't remember how long ago that was.
No.
You saw All Out though, didn't you?
Yes.
I want to get your opinion on CJ Perry saving Miro.
I don't understand.
Did you understand that she had to strut and stand at the top of the entrance doing this for a bit before she saved her?
Before she actually saved him. Yeah, no, it was nuts. I was just like,
Jeff Hardy.
What is this? What is this achieving?
But to be fair, this is probably the best CJ Perry promo I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
have seen this actually.
Yeah, it's very good, and the Miro stuff's very good. So I'm looking forward to where they go with it.
what annoys me about this is what they try to do in WWE. They tease conflict between themselves. And it's just like, fucking get over it. No one's going to bite it. Like, we know that the only way you can get relevant and on TV is to tease that you're not going to be together anymore. But everyone knows it's a fucking lie. So
yeah, but he's with God, so it might not be a lie. That's why when you add
To-
God in there, it's a big difference.
To be fair, last time it was a
God
case of
is just dog spelled backwards. We all know this.
like last time it was
God's
a case,
dogs.
wasn't it? Well, wasn't it the case last time of Lana was with Bobby Lashley, and then she got married to Rusev in real life. It was
Yeah, and she
Yeah,
had
but
the
she
thing
was
with
the brat that posted a picture of her fucking diamond ring on fucking Instagram during the storyline.
yeah. And she was with Dolph Ziggler for a period of time as well.
Here to show
oh
the
god,
world.
yeah.
Let
yeah.
it off. Acclaimed are going to be at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Anyway, Angelico versus Phoenix. Angelico's accompanied by Serpentico.
Yeah.
I forgot Angelico was signed to AEW.
So their
So
team
did
is.
Angelico.
Do you know the name of their team, by the way? The group.
The Spanish announce team
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid.
with Lufa.
Yeah, for Lufa. Yeah.
Yeah. I rated 2.5 stars. Phoenix was always going to win.
Yeah.
FDR backstage, and do you know what they're doing, Frozzy?
No.
Have you heard of their new idea? It's very
No.
revolutionary, and AEW don't do it anymore. Don't do it that much.
Go on.
Every week, they're going to host an open challenge.
Of course.
So, every week in Dynamite, you're going to have a Chris Statlander open challenge, a John Moxley open challenge, and an FTR open challenge.
So they did say that it was going to be like we're opening doors to all teams around the wrestling world, around the nation and shit.
Like all open challenges. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
So
apparently it can only be answered by people who are contracted to AEW anyway. So
And it's been answered by the Iron Savages.
I might answer it.
The Iron Savages who answered it, you can't answer it.
yeah, fuck it, smooth rock and great wrestle. Why not?
The Iron Savages, Bear Brunson and Bear Boulder. I don't think they go by that name anymore. That's the last time I remember seeing them.
That
No,
is
they
that
go by
better.
something else. They are in AEW, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They,
I think
I
it's
don't
just I think it's just Bronson and Boulder now. No bears in front of it.
Right.
So yeah, open challenge. There's too many open. They need to sort that shit out.
At least I know who I'm picking when I predict it.
It's the matter. You know, no one's gonna lose, are they? It's open challenge season, baby. Strong versus Darby Allin. Strong comes to the ring. Darby Allin's music hits. He's nowhere to be seen, and then backstage he's getting absolutely battered by Luchasaurus. So he crawls out to the ring eventually with Nick Wayne. I rated the match 3 stars. Probably would have been slightly higher, except for Darby Allin just got battered backstage.
Yep.
And still nearly won the match. No, I rated 2 3/4 stars. Sorry, not 3 stars.
Yeah, they went about 15 minutes after the fact that Darby had been beaten up backstage.
Yeah, it's just hard sometimes to kind of, like I said, we discussed it in the progress review. Like, sometimes you can watch a good match, but when there's supposed to be a story behind it and he's just been battered, it's hard to kind of go.
Yeah.
Hobbs had a promo. He was discussing that, no one can face the buck of Hobbs. Just lost to Miro.
Also, a vastly overrated match.
Oh yeah. We'll get the all-out ratings up in a sec before we do the all-in, just because, good God. I mean, Dynamite. Keith Lee. There's a promo backstage.
He's back at
Can't
least.
remember most of it, but he said Bray Wyatt's run at the end, so I'm happy with it. I don't care what he said. I can't remember any of it, but he honoured Bray Wyatt, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Run. The Righteous.
For anyone who is listening to the podcast and not watching it, we haven't just gone dead air right inside the dance.
The Righteous, have you not seen it? That's all they're doing, the promo. It's brilliant.
can shout out to Vincent. He's so good.
I love the Righteous. They need to do something properly with them. So hopefully this is it. Then Danielson comes down. It's young Danielson. So Danielson is going to retire in the next year because he promised his son that he was going to retire by the time he was 7, and he's nearly turning 7. But he wants to have the best year of his life, and so he's decided to challenge Zack Sabre Jr.
Fuck.
at Wrestle Dream.
Yes.
The best thing for him to do is to let Zack Sabre Jr. win.
Yeah, probably.
He doesn't need the rub.
I legitimately said the other day, like, I don't think I can ever watch wrestling again after this match, because in my head there's no better match than this.
Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill on Raw.
In the main event.
You know what? I might have to go for that one.
But yeah, no, it's going to be a fantastic match. Stark comes out, and he's saying, you know, everyone's forgetting about me, and then Bryan Danielson word, God, you didn't let me finish. And he's going to be fighting Starks again. Big Bill and Phoenix were feuding backstage of who's going to fight Jon Moxley first. It's going to be Big Bill in his own challenge. And then we have the main event of Joe versus Pentagon. Rated a 3 1/4 stars match. It was very run of the mill for both of them, but it's still very good because it's Joe and Pentagon.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe picked up the win, and it's going to be Roddy versus Joe in the final.
Yes. Roderick Strong with a broken neck.
Broken frickin' neck. But that was the end of Collision. So there was good matches on there. There's just a lot of open challenges and silly.
Yeah, it was mainly. I think for me, it was just like part 1 was open challenges and just bad, and then second half was much better. And
yeah, it's because there were stories behind it. Tournament-based stories.
When you start on such a low, the second part's always going to be better.
Yeah,
but it makes sense because the storyline is these guys are in a tournament, not here's Robin Renegade. Yeah, so all out ratings. I might as well get these in here before we end with Dynamite. So we had Better Than You, Baby versus the Dark Order. That was a 3 1/4 star match. Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor, 2 3/4. Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin, 3 3/4. Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs, 4 1/4 stars.
Yeah, it's a
bit high.
I rated it 3 1/4, maybe 3 1/2.
I think I had 3 1/2.
It was because of the fan interaction that people seem to think it was good. And it's just like, just because the fans are shouting meat does not mean the match is good.
Yeah, me and DP discussed this in Progress because it happened in Progress. They had a match between Brian Cage and Damo, and it was just the exact same thing. Statlander versus Soho, 2 1/2. Danielson versus Starks, 5 stars.
That's not a 5-star match. I never rate it was.
Combat Club versus Eddie Kingston and Shibata, 4 1/4 stars.
No.
Any match that contains Eddie Kingston doesn't go over 3.
Gesta versus Omega, 5 stars.
That's fair. It's a good match.
Bullet Club Gold versus FTR and Young Bucks, 4 1/2 stars.
That's too high.
And then Moxley versus Cassidy, 4 1/2 stars.
I agree with that.
That was expected. I expected that because it wasn't a bad match.
It was a really good match. It wasn't 5-star though.
And the Acclaimed versus the Satnam Singh Gang, 2 stars. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Cheers, yeah. What a great 0 hour that was.
I'd never watch the pre-shows on AEW.
No.
Are we ready for some Dynamite?
Yes. Let's get Dynamite done.
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Okay, for some reason I really threw myself. I titled Dynamite Collision and was like, where's Dynamite? I not wrote any notes for Dynamite. So we kicked off Dynamite with the Mox versus Big Bill match. I rated it 3 stars. It was actually better than expected.
Yeah.
He made Big Bill look good.
Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the things though. Like Big Bill has had like decent matches, like decent showings, like recently.
Cool.
Yeah, that's why I
I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
Yeah,
No.
I was just waiting for the. No.
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 That's what I'm saying. Good matches. That's it.
Thanks, Dip.
Always.
Nice analysis. Starks then jumps Moxley after they win. Claudio comes out and kind of evens the odds. So the rivalry of BCC versus Starks and Big Bill is cemented now. I thought it was just going to be a one-off, but it's actually a thing.
You know, Big Bill has been having good matches.
Yeah. Fuck's sake. Phoenix and Moxley have a bit of an argument backstage. I believe that was then, yeah. And then they start ranting, and Claudio and Eddie was backstage, and they're ranting at each other. And then just see you next week. Strong's backstage, and he's discussing how he's going to beat Joe. And then Cole comes up, and then Cole goes, "But Roddy, what about your neck?" And then Roddy's like, "Oh, finally you care about my neck, do you, Adam?" But he's going to beat Samoa Joe tonight. Callis is down at the ring, and they're slowly making Takeshita's thing. So they slowly gave him an entrance, and now he's got a nickname because he's beat Omega twice. He's now called the Alpha. Fucking love it.
Yeah,
it makes sense. Callis and Takeshita together are brilliant. So they showed another portrait painting of who they're going after next. They're going after Ibushi because obviously he's relation to Kenny Omega, and then they stab a screwdriver into Ibushi's head on this fantastic painting.
Yeah,
like he's gonna have a hall of fucking great paintings.
it's like Callis kept talking about he beat Omega, so he's now an ace. He's better than Choshu, better than Kawada, and whatever. And I thought, oh god, he's gonna say Tanahashi, isn't he?
I thought it was going to be Tanahashi.
I was like, no, not Tanahashi, please.
Always. Then I lied. The BCCW stuff happened now, where they're going to tag next week. Phoenix and then Eddie and that lot are arguing. We go back to the remarkable Renee. That's in it then. Hook's about to have an interview. OC turns up. Hook says something respectful to OC, and then Renee says, "How you doing, OC?" And he just goes, "I'm so tired."
Hook said, "You had good title reign, man." He sounds so fucking Terminator in his fucking delivery.
That's why he doesn't do delivery. That's why. Ah, God. We had the Fatal 4-Way women's match for the number one contendership. We had Toni Storm versus Hikaru versus the Doctor versus Rosa. Not Rosa. Rose.
Yeah.
Right, 2.5 stars. Clearly Storm was going to win, and now she's going to fight Saraya. Saraya was backstage, and they discussed the kind of thing of she's going to beat Toni Storm. I hope she doesn't. I hope Toni Storm wins.
So do I.
Not gonna happen.
The Sex Gods. So they're in the ring. They're discussing it's the first time ever they're going to face each other one-on-one. Then they show some kind of love package of their greatest moments together. Jericho goes on about how he basically got Sammy Guevara into AEW after he saw him at an NWA match where he was in the pre-show. Guevara says he thanks him. Carry on, Deep.
So he mentions the fucking NWA 70th anniversary show, and I'll get a PTSD flashbacks thinking of like fucking Tyrus and EC3. Just thinking Tyrus running against the ropes doing that fucking shitty splash.
He's retired now. Then Sammy thanks Jericho, but he has to beat him because he has to get out of his shadow, not his shower.
Learn the sexy gods.
And then it ends with Jericho getting his face and then walking off, and it's kind of like the mind games for next week. So the Sex Gods combust next week.
Oh dear.
MJF, they have a promo. I think it was they say it's from last week, don't they? MJF. So the Physio says that MJF can't be there this week because he's fecked.
Yeah.
Cole apologised, and MJF goes, "What do you want about? I'll get a week off." I don't care. Then he starts calling Roderick Strong a simp.
Yep.
And then he does some Samoa Joe math.
This was amazing. I've seen this, obviously, because it went viral.
Obviously, I'm not going to try and recreate it, but it was as good as the Steiner math.
Yeah.
Just because he was ripping off the Steiner math and everyone knew, but it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
136.5% chance that he's going to...
Even Taz at the end, when he'd finished it, was like, that is some Minnesota math.
And then we have Hangman Page versus Cage. Rated 3 stars. Hangman Page was going to win unless Swerve got involved, but Swerve just stayed on the entrance. And Man Page tried to turn it around and Swerve in his promo afterwards, saying that he's got no balls. And then Swerve replied with, "What up, turd?" And then I just instantly...
But you can't forget the main highlight of the match, which is when Swerve came out in the middle of the match. Chris Martin starts dancing. He just comes in the middle of the match. He's just on the side. He's going.
I've lost everything nowadays. But Swerve's going to be facing Wrestle Dream. He's going to be facing Page. Brian Cage then attacks Page from behind. Princess Nana dances some more. And then here comes the Young Cucks. Sweet chin music. Super kick. Then we have Garcia backstage. He's about to talk some stuff, and then Callis says that he should join the Callis family. Then Garcia does that thing, and I'm like, oh, stop doing it now. Please stop.
I think it's funny.
I'll get to a point where it's not, though, because he's doing it to everything. It's just like a really mean fucking teenage kid at like 7. When I see something over and over and over and over and over and over and over, that's all he does. That's all he's got at the moment. I don't know what. 2.0 versus All In and Wayne. Nah, Darby Allin and Wayne. It's about All In though.
Darby Allin.
Yeah. 2 3/4. No, 2 1/4. Sorry, I rated it. They won. And then here comes Christian Cage. Deeper, you do it.
No,
you want to do it.
No, it's fine.
The Christian Cage promo dreams. I can't remember how it fucking started.
He goes, "Hey, Nick. So I slid in that. So I was looking on your mother's Instagram. She's looking at bikini pics.
Yeah, there's not enough in it, so I sorted something out on the side.
Yeah.
So next week it's going to be Christian Cage and the Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin and
Cool.
Main event time. We've got Son of Joseph with Roderick Strong. With Roderick Strong, he's facing him. It was a good match. I rated 3 1/4 stars. It wasn't like fantastic. Joe picked up the win by choking out Roddy. Roddy's neck is real bad now. Here comes Adam Cole. And then Roderick Strong notices Adam Cole's running down, so he back bumps and goes, "Oh, my neck! Then they get the stretcher and out, and all you can hear for the whole of it is, Adam!
It's just the manipulation is so fucking good.
He's getting on the stretcher. He's going, Adam, and Cole eventually goes, "I'm fucking here." And he goes, "I can't see you, Adam." So good.
It's like every time Cole tried to go up to him, fucking you got Taven and Bennett like, "No, stay away. You caused this. You've done too much."
And then that's the end.
I still think that Roderick Strong should have won this match.
I don't know. It depends on where they're going with it. Look, if they're going for another repeat of Cole versus MJF and then Strong helps, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. But at the end as well, we had Joe choking out Cole. And then the ending scene is him like standing over Cole on top of the rampway saying, "I'm gonna take everything," while he's just sweating, demon-eyed, sort of like.
Adam!
Just not the size. He's just him on the logic show.
Fuck's sake. But yeah, that's the end of the wrestling this week.
Yeah, sounds like I didn't miss much.
I think you missed a good Dynamite.
Yeah, Dynamite was good.
Okay.
It was the best show of the week.
I mean, it was a low bar.
Let it go, Frozzy. Let go of the heights.
But yes, that will bring an end to this week's wrestling. So thank you, Ray, as always, and DP for your input. It's nice to have all three of us on. But yeah, as always, like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at the HCW Show. Follow us on Twitch, the HCW Show. Follow us on Threads on Facebook. What else have we got? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know what you said.
We got some Twitters, we got some Twitch, we got some Thread, we got some YouTube.
Yeah. Usually, I'm recording this and it's on the screen in front of me and I don't struggle so much.
Frozzy's a fraud.
But yeah, now it's not there, so it's like, okay. And we have our individual Twitter handles as well that are below us. So yeah, give us a follow, comments. We appreciate all feedback. We have got some more interviews coming up that Ray has got booked in, but we'll leave him to let you know when they're going to be and when they're going to come out, unless you've got anything, Ray, that you want to say.
I'm not going to jinx it.
No, okay, perfect. DP will continue reviewing shows, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course.
So keep an eye out on the channel because we will be pumping out the videos.
We're streaming tomorrow.
As always, and we are streaming on Twitch. Is it? Oh yeah, it'll be tomorrow when this video comes out.
Yeah, I've learned how to do it now.
Yeah. Yes, so we are streaming on Saturday evening. So join us. From me, it is good night, and from these two, it is
Adam.
Goodbye.
See you on the next one.
Like most girls.